Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and especially good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene for Living World of Darkness. Magpire? Vampage? I don't know. Crossover between Vampire the Masquerade and Mage the Ascension? Yeah, I'm sure I got it right at some point. Um, we set this scene in Manhattan. Um, Rather late, probably around 10 or 11 p.m. Um, as the Columbia University kind of kicks out the last students that are still in the library reading books. And one of those people who definitely gets kicked out is one redheaded mage who recently, as a Christmas gift, got a enrollment in this library so that she could read there, which she's been starting to use, a little hesitant at first, but once she was in this library, saw all the books, that hesitation quickly vanished. And I've spent a lot of her time here. Um, and especially today, as she was actually focusing on a more obscure research area within the library, where mainly there was books about science fiction, what's real, what's not, aliens, do they exist, what are the greatest chances that there is another suitable planet for our species, that kind of topics. And she was kind of engrossed in them, reading a lot, having her like earplugs in so that she wouldn't be distracted by any of the other students. Not that she really did get distracted by them. She didn't even hear what kind of music was playing, and sort of got annoyed when she was tapped on the shoulder and was told to leave at first, and then secondly got more annoyed when she realized that she was listening to ABBA, which ugh. And yeah, so she would have grabbed her coat, grabbed her bag, put all the note blocks that she used for like notes, because duh. Put them in her bag, put the books back where she found them, and yeah, steps out.
The then you like step out and you walk a bit in front of the library, like you go in front of the library, you want to put your coat on and all that jazz, but someone was sitting at one of those like benches, cigarette in one hand, um, wearing a leather jacket. Have you ever seen this? You may have seen this guy before, but he is looking at you the same way that you. Not maybe same as you look at him, but he is looking at the way that like I think I recognize you from somewhere. He is. There's just some bad boy charm on him, but also like he is. He looks warm. Um, just like he is a parents for. He is like he looks cool. Um, but like you never saw this guy or a student before, if he is one. But he's still like looking at like narrowing his eyes, as in like I know you from somewhere. Kind of look that he is giving.
Mm, Ava at first won't notice him as she is busy, putting her gloves on, putting a scarf on, even wearing one of those, like, not a hat, but I forgot the English word for it. Doesn't matter. Let's just say she won't be wearing that. And she's probably still like stuffing pens and things in her bag. Kind of grabbing her cell phone, sending out a text, basically letting well, specifically Nausicaa know that I just realized I have my wrong overlay up, but hey, whatever. Um, letting Asuka know that she's going on her way home, which is one of those things that you do when you can expect people to jump at you, um, basically all the time. Um, mm, so she doesn't necessarily notice you immediately. As a matter of fact, she is kind of trying to put her cell phone back in her bag. Drops it like almost right in front of the bench, and sighs and grabs the phone, puts her bag on the bench, just so she can organize it better, so that everything will actually fit in the bloody bag. And
That
it's not until then that she actually sort of looks up and is like, "Oh,
that bag is too small for all that thing.
nope, it'll fit. Hi, um,
Well, hello.
hi,
I recognize you from somewhere.
yeah, hi, Helena.
Max.
Uh, yeah, of course, I knew that.
Thanks.
Uh,
How's it going?
yeah, going all right. I just got chased out of the library, and here we are.
Here we are.
So, um, you go to school here? She's trying
No,
to, judge his age. Is like, is that an appropriate question?
he is. Um, I have to check my sheet because I think I might say it wrong. He's 29 years old. He's old, like bit like a bit level old for college. And he says, "Nah, I left college. I was studying here.
oh, right. Yeah. Sorry.
I was chased out of the library a couple times as well. This
Yeah, it's
Miss, what was her name? We used to call her like,
Helena.
no, no,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
mean
no,
her last name? I don't think she ever really said her last name because
no,
she
no.
doesn't use it very
He's
often.
actually saying I see. He's like, what was her name? The lady, the librarian.
Oh, Winters.
And yeah, the
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we used to call her like Mr. Old and Horny, but Miss Old and Horny. But I don't know. Is it still
I
true?
mean, she could well be a mister.
Who knows? Who cares? Who nobody judge. I don't judge people for that. But yeah, we were making fun of her in the past. But we were awful people, I guess.
I guess. What were you studying?
History.
Cool.
It just didn't take my interest after I realized it's just same thing all over again.
I mean, but you can learn from those things, right? Like, not make the same mistake over and over and over again.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Mm.
You like history?
I mean, I thought it was interesting, but it wasn't really what I. It wouldn't be my choice to study. But
I
I mean, I wasn't really bad at it. But I was never really bad at school, really.
I was good at school, being the history student, talking about history with teachers, making right comments that they like. Then I didn't like the comments that they like, and they said, "Max, you overthink stuff." Then I left the school.
I think that's a shame. I mean, school, especially university, should be there to challenge people.
I think I would be enjoying if I was challenged. I was not challenged, so I left.
Fair enough.
The teachers were boring.
Well, maybe it was just the wrong university. Like, you went to school here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well the history faculty is here, but yeah.
Mr. Jameson is a bitch. Oh, see, Mr. Jameson's probably dead.
I mean, Ava doesn't go to school there. She just goes to the
Oh
library.
yeah, that's true.
So she was probably like, yeah, I don't know. I've never met him.
Yeah, the guy with like big man mustache. I love this word, big man mustache. But he had this big man mustache, and he had he was always going to school with like this um um like suit, acting all like he was not gay and cheating his parent, family.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I've seen him around. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really. I don't know much about, especially the other faculties, so I wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to tell.
So what do you study?
Mm, Languages. I study English.
Nice.
I'll make a subterfuge for all it's not necessarily a lie. She does study languages, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
oh fuck, I forgot. Saskia's better at lying than Ava. Well, it's one success.
Or
Jesus.
success.
Yeah, you can tell that from, like, the way that she kind of looks away. It's like there's something there. It's not necessarily an all out lie, but yeah.
Max doesn't understand like that she lies because like it's not something he knows about it. She just looks away for some reason. That she maybe like is she ashamed or like oh see is she ashamed or
No, it's just like often when you lie, you kind of look away
Mhm.
in a certain direction. Actually,
Okay.
it's like a lot of people who are lying, looking away in a certain direction. Like, yeah, I don't know exactly which direction it is. I would need to look it up, but apparently it's a thing.
Max like takes a drag from his cigarette and like smiles. Well, the so who's your favorite teacher?
The, it's
Lady Robinson.
yeah.
Lady Robinson is just the person I created out of my ass.
What a coincidence then.
What a coincidence then. He kind of like smiles at that fastness that she presented. He's like, wow.
She does get slightly red. Like, I mean, Ava, like I said, she only has seven subterfuge of one, and yeah, so there's just a little bit of red in the cheeks. That might just be the cold because it is January, but yeah.
So what's Mr. Robinson is doing these days? Is she still married?
Is she what?
Is she still married?
Married? I don't know. She's my teacher, not my best friend.
Oh, okay. She was married when I was around.
Oh, cool. I mean, sort of surprised you know that much about language teachers since you
Uh,
studied history.
what can I say? They enjoyed my presence.
You were teacher's favorite.
Most of them. He smiles when he says that.
I guess. I mean, yeah.
I can't be Patriots Felix.
uh, I'm sure if you say it. Yeah. So I kind of should be on my way. You know.
You bored him. You bored of me. Sorry for being boring.
No, 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 not at all. That's absolutely not it. No.
Want to drink a
I'm
beer?
sorry. A beer?
Yeah,
Um,
let's drink a beer.
um,
Hot chocolate
yeah, better.
from me this time.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. You see why teachers like me now. I buy hot chocolates for free.
Well, I'm not a teacher. N- I mean, not really.
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. As she stuffs her bag again, making sure that nothing will fall out, and then lifts it on her shoulder.
D Max kind of like leads and like he checks his phone to find like a good hot chocolate place
Mhm. Dava will actually
close
also
to.
check her phone and will send out a text, um, which basically says if he is going to, look over her shoulder. I don't know. Ava's pretty tall, so looking over her shoulder is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Um, but
He doesn't.
she'll write basically, I'll be home a little later, going out for a drink.
He doesn't look because like he's pretty like normal about
Mm,
like what he is doing. Like having fun in a nice way with someone who seems to have quick lying skills.
she's a terrible liar.
Not
Again,
not best lying skills.
no.
She has quick lying skills.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he kind of like buys the hot chocolate in this place where there's like heaters on the place you stay. Like in the top of like where you stay, there's like a heater looking down on you, so like you're kind of getting warm.
Hmm.
And he sits. Never been in this place before.
No, no, me neither. I usually just go straight home.
Why?
Um, Not really a people's person.
I wonder why. You seem to be a nice person.
No, I guess it's just that yeah, I'm not really I
Prefer
just
books over people?
yeah.
Well, everyone has a choice, I guess. I recently met with this book person who is like a writer. His name is like Nazar. And Mr. Nazar can't even. He's like pretty famous, by the way. Like he writes his stupid books about called Dynasty series.
Let me just quickly make an what would that be? Intelligence?
This is like Nelson's new character. OOC.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's like very like shy person who writes like this historically accurate weird book series, which I don't know how
Mhm.
a book series can be historically accurate, but uh,
I mean, they can be.
no, like I thought it was like writing like novels. That's
Mm.
so I don't
Could still
understand.
be. Could still
Okay,
be, like in some way.
he
I'll
has
just roll.
fame tree as well
Wow.
as a
Okay, I just
PC.
made my intelligence roll.
Hmm.
Because I was like, okay, I'll just make a straight up intelligence roll. My specialty on intelligence is
Book
book learning.
Yeah, you know Nazar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes on the 4 dice roll. This is not bad.
That
So she kind of like her eyes grow somewhat wider. She's like, "Wh- what was that name?
Nazar.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I met him. He looks like a dumb person.
Dumb?
Yeah, kind of.
No, no. I
Okay,
mean,
he doesn't look like a dumb person then.
well, I mean, okay, fair enough. I've never met him, but I've read his books. Like, yeah, they're good.
Well, he's famous, but like when I called out his
Yeah.
name, he'll hide it in the like toilet of my bar. It was like insane. I was like, how lame you can be like this.
I
I don't
mean,
I don't understand. I didn't understand, but like it was weird. And
I, I
if
don't
he's
know. Maybe he just didn't want to be recognized.
maybe he didn't, but I don't know. I find it lame.
Why?
I don't know. It's just lame. It's just like why are you hiding a toilet, lock the toilet, and like not face things. Like, yeah, guys, I don't want to fuck around today, so leave me alone. And like he was like red as hell, very shy. He shrugs.
I mean,
You're more people's person than that guy, at least.
it's not that I don't know. It's I don't mind being with other people. It's just
It's just books are better.
yeah. Well, yes and no. It's difficult, I guess. Or maybe it's just here that I have that. I don't really like. I don't know. It doesn't matter really. Yeah.
No, it's your choice. I mean, as long as you can live with your choice and continue making your choices, and it's on you.
Yeah. Um. I suppose.
Sometimes I choose a good movie over people.
I'm not really that much of a television person.
Everyone has choices. I like good movies.
Yeah, I mean I'm not gonna deny I can like good movies, but yeah.
Fight Club
uh,
is my favorite movie, for example.
Fight Club. I
Yeah,
don't I don't think I've ever heard of that movie.
it's based on a book called Fight Club about nihilism and the becoming free in life, about in from the mind of a person who has a deep mental illness regarding his personality.
My parents didn't really let me read horror stories.
It's not a horror story. It's just
Um,
it's
well,
the
it sounds like it, Fight Club. There must be a lot of fighting in it, but
no, it's about like a guy who like he's working in this company of testing cars. He tests cars and and he basically like realizes that like he is buying all these stuff that he wants to buy, and he is like becoming close to perfect the more he buys and builds his condo. But he has a problem. He can't sleep. So and he meets with like he is like he going around these cities to do his job, and the more he goes around, he meets with like weird people in planes, and he calls himself like you are one half a friend because I meet you in a plane and I will never see you again. He comes back to his condo and his condo is exploded, and he calls his one-time friend he met in the in the plane, and they drink beer, and he basically tells what happened to him today. And then the guy says, like you basically were owned by things that owned you. Pardon, you were owned by things that you thought you owned. You're not your furniture. You're not your TV. You're not your condo. You're more. And then they like drink and drink and drink, and then the guy he met, his name is Tyler Durden. He says, "Why don't you punch me? Like I don't want to die before someone punching me." You punch him, and they start fighting. And then like more people joins them. More people joins them in this fight days that they have, and Saturday nights they have rules, which is like you don't talk about Fight Club. And the the Fight Club becomes so much of a phenomenon about these people who works in the places that the humanity, like the humans works. Like he kind of points out like the person who actually seems very unhappy. The guy who pours the coffee, or the person who works like cleans the room. So he points them out and he says like those people is actually enjoys being free in the Fight Club. And Tyler teaches them and our character that like the society taught them to buy things that they don't need, spend the money they don't have to impress people they don't like. They all thought that they're going to be millionaires, movie gods, rock stars, and they won't be. And they're slowly learning that fact, and they're getting very, very pissed off. Their character realizes this Tyler character is actually himself.
Okay.
All this time, it was him. His the person that he crushed with his character, with the society.
Hmm.
He built this person, her personality, and it was him who was doing all these things. And the book actually gets very interesting there. It's like I told you the three fourth part of the book, but then it becomes extremely interesting to me. That's why I love the movie part as well. The movie is good. Brad Pitt and actually Edward Norton plays in it, acts in it.
I um Brad Pitt. I don't think I've. Oh wait, yeah, yeah. I've heard of him. Yeah,
You
but
don't know Brad Pitt?
I mean, I never really went to movies when I was younger. My parents just said that movies were for people who were too lazy to pick up a book. So I mean, I did go to one time, but it's yeah, whatever. But the book sounds interesting. I'll maybe if I'll do some light reading, I might read it.
There's a quote in it, and I really like it. Would you like to hear about it?
Um, uh, does that not spoil the book?
No.
Okay, cool.
He, Tyler says it's only after we lost everything that we are free to do anything.
Hmm, interesting. Do you mind if I write it down?
Please.
Okay. Uh, yeah. Dava will grab out actually a She'll probably have to pick up some of the notebooks that would probably make you think of why is she not writing it in one of those until she finally gets a slightly more worn notebook, and she'll open it up and it says something on like the front of the notebook, and when she's kind of brushing through it, but unless Max knows Swedish, it'll probably be abacadabra for him.
Abracadabra for him.
As in he will not understand it. And she'll write it down. She'll write it down in English, mind you, but yeah, the rest of the book is mostly in Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Nice book.
by the way, I forgot to. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you, but Alpha does have a slight Scandinavian accent. It's not really
Mm-hmm.
big. It's not really strong, but it's there. And she'll just look up. Uh, yeah, it's mine.
Cool.
Um, well, you think?
That looks cool. I can't read your language, but
Oh, okay, good. I mean, not necessarily good, of course.
is it your
Uh,
diary? Am I not supposed to see what's there?
no, sort of.
Okay. I won't bust, I won't try to learn all your secrets. Count
I
on it.
mean, it's sort of awkward, really. it's my dream diary, actually.
Quite nice. Was you
Um,
writing your dream diary, your dreams?
yeah, like it's part of something that I did when I was younger. And it I guess it just sort of stuck with me. Um, like many people say that there are like hidden messages or signals in dreams. Um, like sometimes you have a dream and you might think, why do I get this dream? When you look back on it, you realize it might have something to do with, like, for instance, you're stressed at work and you dream about you getting a car crash, or you might dream about you standing in the rain or something. And usually when you read that back, um, it yeah, it can say something about you, and you can learn to understand yourself a bit better, and um, learn to interpret the meaning of your dreams, basically. So
So I can learn about
um,
more about myself by understanding my dreams if I write about my dreams.
no, it's not necessarily that you learn more about your dreams when you write them down. It's more that often people don't really recall what they were dreaming.
Hmm.
And if you start writing them down, immediately, like, you really have to do it the first moment, the first thing when you wake up. And at first you'll be like, okay, I remember I dreamed something about a horse, but I don't know what it was anymore. But then as you grow more used to writing them down and trying to remember them right after you've woken up, it's when they often start to become more clear to you. And so it's not necessarily that you learn more from your dreams by writing them down, but you remember your dreams better when you write them down, like every night. So I just sort of started doing that when I was younger, and I found out that, for me at least, it sort of worked. I mean, the whole thing is kind of weird, I suppose, and I don't know really anyone who does it, say for like some people I knew when I still lived with my parents. But yeah, you must think I'm a fucking idiot right now, don't you?
No, it's kind of seems, cool and weird. I'm not sure if it works or not, but if it works, it's cool. If you
I
can
guess
learn more about yourself, it's
I
always
guess it's
fun.
something that works for me. I don't suppose it will work for everyone else. Because a lot of people are a little bit, like, weird about dreaming. Many people just say, "Oh no, I don't dream." Like, but yeah, that's not true, by the way. Everybody does. It's just that most people don't remember them anymore. I mean,
Well, one of the weird things I feel that if you don't dream, you don't have ambitions. The people who has ambitions usually are the ones who sees dreams, in my opinion.
I don't know. That's I think something different. Like, you can have goals, and lots of people call their goals dreams, and from there, what I, I mean, I do think it might be a lack of creativity in some way, but I don't want to be rude to people. Like, so, like, do
But you
you
don't want to be
remember your
rude to people.
dreams? Because that's impolite.
Are you always polite, Helena?
Oh, I try to be.
Why? Does
Well,
it earn you
why
something?
not? Well, not necessarily. So,
You know,
does
it
that?
doesn't say anything.
I mean, it also doesn't really hurt me to be polite. So, and while it can hurt the person that I talk with if I'm not being polite.
Okay. I see dreams time to time.
Cool.
I remember them as well.
Hmm.
Not all the parts, but some of the parts.
Well, yeah, but that's sort of the thing, if you if you want to learn more about them, then it helps to start writing them down, because you just kind of broaden your horizons, I suppose. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but
I will try that.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, that's sort of lame, I guess.
It's not lame.
So
Hiding in a
you've
toilet is
heard
lame.
about my weird things. Do you, do you have some weird things? You know, um,
Recently, I being called weird because I use a lot of social media, dating apps, Instagram, Snapchat.
I I kind of presumed it was more weird when you don't use them.
Thanks. And weird things I do. Let's see. I usually find it cool when people does things like that are not accepted nice in society, like lying. Um, and I try to make people understand that sometimes lying doesn't hurt anybody, or being impolite doesn't hurt anybody. Um, or try to, if the people are extremely open, like close-minded about certain topics, and think about like one way about things, which people around me seems to have that opinion. I try to criticize them and make them understand. Sometimes they can be hypocrites. Some people judge me for the things I do and the situations and the comments I make, and then they do the same after when they don't get their way, and I like to point that out. Sometimes in a dickish way, sometimes in a nice way,
I guess.
and
Um,
yeah, that's my weird thing. Criticizing.
is that weird?
I don't know. A lot of people finds weird and annoying.
I mean, there's a difference between weird and annoying. I honestly think that sometimes in this society, too many people are criticizing too easily.
I try to wait a bit before I say anything. For example, a couple of days ago, a friend of mine criticized and said like people who does such things are unforgivable. And like the same person said, because of this person hurt me so much, I can do the worst things, and the thing I said unforgivable to that person. But like that, you were criticizing the person for doing some other shit, but then you say, "I hate this person, so it's okay for me to do unspeakable things." And I just was like, "Yo, that's you're being hypocrite there." And there's nothing wrong with being hypocrite. It's kind of like it's
I mean,
cool if you are like it's not cool, but it's okay if you're a hypocrite, but it's just
no, it's not.
I mean to me it is. And if
I
people
don't
can
think
be
so.
if people can be hypocrites is fine, but my issue is when people are just like, no, I am the moral high ground. I like haha, I like to shut that shit down.
Hmm. I mean, I suppose I don't think it's very cool to be a hypocrite at all. Really, I think well, it doesn't matter really.
Things change. The society change, the goals and ambitions are always there. The the people are most of the time do what's in their best interest, and sometimes being hypocrite is in their best interest.
Hmm.
Why you judge someone for, or like why you think being hypocrite bad if it's in their best interest?
Well, I don't feel people should look after only their own interests, first of all. And
What should they
hypocrisy.
do?
Oh, I think all of us need to look after each other. That's what makes a society. If you can help, you should help, and if you can't, you should do what what you can do.
What's going to happen to those people who choose not to help?
I mean, nothing. They will still get help from the rest, I suppose. I mean, I just feel that it would be best if we would all look after each other instead of just, only looking after our own. I think it wouldn't really hurt to look after someone else a little bit as well. And it can bring an awful lot of good, you know? Like, if something bad were to happen to me, say, for instance, I would would lose like my income, my money, you know, if my boss would fire me. Um, I would like it if there was some sort of social service that I could rely on, that I wouldn't have problems at least buying food or having a shelter, a house or something. Those things, I feel it's inhumane to, you know, be without a proper housing or health insurance or food. Like, these are things that people need in order to stay alive.
I think the what if those like good things are being used by powerful people to keep you in check?
I mean, if the system is good, there's no need to not be in check. And if the system isn't good, it will be found out.
Hmm. From the looks of from the things I read about history, all the time the human society look for a centralized political authority for some dumb reason because the the political centralized authority, kind of gave benefits to people, like the things you said. They offered them food, protection, and then they also start to rule over people. They get the most things because out of the stuff that out of the protection you receive, you gave something, taxes, because you receive protection. It grow and grow and grow and become this today. And he like points around everywhere, actually, like everywhere around them. You have huge places. You live in the air now because someone built an apartment and you pay to live there. What's going to happen if I decide to live here, get a tent here? I mean, this guy owns this land now and it's his property. I can't do that. What I'm trying to say is, I know maybe I'm being too generalized in things I say, but like the world has become dog eat dog from dog eat dog in breakfast and
I
dinners.
mean, no, I disagree with you on that, actually. I think so. We're all humans, right? And
Completely.
um, human being human, there is a sense of survival, a sort of animalistic side to it. I think that's what makes people want to own something, want to um, not share, because if you share, you sort of limit your chances of survival, right? If so, I think it's our job to look away from what we um, as an individual want or need. And we won't always succeed. Mistakes are made. We are humans. We're not perfect. But I think for all of us to strive to help each other and to not immediately judge and to be part of something bigger other than yourself. I mean, in a way people are when they raise a family, but then, you know, why limit yourself to family when you can be generous to everyone? And it's not something that is easy, and I understand why a lot of people find it hard to do. But it's interesting that you often see most generosity with people who are poor because they
Yeah,
understand the need of being together and that helps you survive better.
but
Where the person who all has everything, he doesn't understand what it's like that to share and to learn that if I have a sandwich and I share it with someone, then I might be a little less satisfied than I would have been if I'd eaten the whole sandwich by myself. But if the person whom I gave half the sandwich to would, for instance, share me his umbrella when it rains, and I would not get wet and therefore would not get sick, which would make me not be able to go to my work and earn money so that I can buy sandwiches. You know, it's a win-win situation if we all help each other. And I know not everybody's doing it, but if that's going to be the argument we're going to use to be selfish and to not look after each other, and that's a very poor argument because at some point it's up to us to change the world, and I can change myself. I can't change the world, this is true, but I can change myself, and I can change myself to be an example for other people. I'm sorry, I may have been a little preachy.
no, it's understandable. But the things you say usually leads what the people who is in charge wants. Go to work, get married, be nice to your neighbors, pay your taxes, pay your bills, be nice to your neighbors, and be a happy person. Watch your TV, follow passion, act normal, obey the line, repeat after me. I am free.
I mean, is freedom the most, like, the highest achievable goal then?
To some people, yeah.
Well, not to me, I guess. I think it's more important that we help each other seek enlightenment, I guess, in that way. I don't know if that's the right word or the right way to say it, but yeah, help each other out. Instead of one person being free where 1,000 are slaved, let each of us just break one chain and hold each other instead of being chained to each other because there's a difference. But I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm, like I said, I'm probably talking nonsense.
I hope you
Speak.
I hope you will continue this line of belief and be happy in your life.
I hope so too. Yeah. I don't usually get to chat much about these kind of topics, though. It's interesting. So
I
thank.
agree. I love talking about these kind of stuff. We should like talk about these stuff more.
Yeah, sure.
You got Instagram or anything like that?
Mm, um, no, I'm not very well versed in social media.
Like, I understand. Not a lot of people like to share their, phone numbers, but they usually share their Instagram accounts, so it's easy to communicate with them. But if you want to like have these kind of talks, here's my number, and he like writes his number down.
Hmm, thank you. Here, I shall dug out or digs out a business card from like probably a wallet.
He takes it. Hmm.
And yeah, it says Helena's in Mark, human resources management at Iliad's company, Iliad Management. I don't
Big company.
know. Hmm?
Big company.
Oh, yeah.
Are you like well, you're not. You are actually working there.
Yeah.
Hmm. So he kind of looks like he wants to ask a question. How do you? And he said and asked, how do you save time by working in such a big company like this for school?
Um, uh, I, I just this is why I'm so late in the university and in the library.
I understand.
Yeah,
You're so cute, Beulah, and you lie, by the way, just so you know.
I I don't lie. Um, not really.
Okay, okay, if you say so.
Uh, Look, I can explain.
It does. You don't need to explain shit. I'm not your dad, or I'm not, someone from the school. I don't care. It's good if you want to be a student. I always wanted to be an astronaut
Yeah. Um,
or the god himself. He must have a good job.
yeah. It's a good job. Just yeah. I don't I, I just come to university to read in the library. Um,
It kind of looks like that doesn't change anything to him, and he shrugs. It's cool. Hopefully, you enjoy the books in the library.
yeah, a lot.
So, the next time we speak, why don't
Hmm.
you give me a book? I will read it, and then we talk about the book.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
It can be a novel, it can be about something, it can be about a topic we both like to discuss.
All right. Yeah.
He extends a hand.
Um, she is. I'm trying to think for a moment. Whether I know, because how keen is Max's observation skills, by the way?
He has aspects too.
Okay. Um, he might have noticed that she's favoring one hand over the other. Like,
Hmm.
not just as being left or right-handed, but just like holding the other one, not necessarily going out of her way, but being very careful when she uses one hand.
He,
Um,
he doesn't say anything, like people have scars and stuff like that.
mhm,
As long as she accepts who she is, he has no problem.
mhm. Oh boy. But yeah, no, she'll shake his hand, and I don't exactly know which one is the one that she has to protect. So yeah,
Hmm.
she's just gonna shake his hand, and
He has blush of health. He is not cold.
well, I know you mentioned that before.
Hmm.
Ava is also not cold.
Miss Helena, it was a pleasure to meet with you again, actually.
Yeah, it was certainly an interesting conversation. Thank you.
No problem, and thank you as well.
Thanks for the chocolate.
Anytime, actually. I like having interesting conversations. There's a friend of mine who I quite enjoy her conversation skills.
Oh,
Her name is Rebecca.
oh, wait. Oh yeah, of course you know Rebecca. I knew that.
Yeah, everyone knows Rebecca. Everyone I meet knows Rebecca. By the way, we should like the thank you for your skills in teaching me how to cutting the tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
He gets up.
She will get it up as well.
So should I drop you where you are, or like no?
I mean, I need to go to the Bronx, so
I need to go to Brooklyn. I guess we are leaving.
yeah. So I'll see you around.
I see you around. He says with a smile and leaves.
Mhm. And Alma will again grab her cell phone, text to Nausicaa. I am definitely on my way home now, and yeah, we'll head back to the Bronx, and that's where we are going to end the scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This was another scene for Living World of Darkness, Mage Vampire crossover things.